100 days ago, the sky broke apart and monsters came rushing out. Our MC for this series was just standing there, blankly staring at a towering monster in front of him. Suddenly, he felt something on his left arm. It became increasingly painful until our MC can't take it anymore and screamed along with a sudden burst of energy coming from his body. Then a purple ball formed above his body, and it slowly descended into his forehead and fused with him. With a jolt, our MC woke up in a bed. Sunlight shone from a window beside him. It seems that whatever he saw before was part of the awakening process and just an illusion. After the attack from monsters, humans triggered hidden talents to fight back, making the rise of the talent era. Our MC's inner monologue was cut short by a knock from outside his door, a voice of a girl asking if his bro was done with awakening his talent. This brought back our MC's senses to reality and brought a strange stone close and activated it. Then words appeared above the stone showing his talent, which is a weak one. Our MC was disappointed with the result of the awakening. His sole reason for being strong was to protect his sister, but now that it has come to this, he wonders how can he do it in the future. Without giving our MC a chance to process his thoughts, his beautiful sister barged in with a smile of expectation. Our MC can't let his little sister down, and replied that it went well, and reassured her that he will become a mighty warrior one day. This brought a smile of happiness to his little sister. As she jumps for joy, she then invited our MC to eat and celebrate his accomplishment. But before they could even leave the room, a translucent window appeared in front of our MC. It displays the status of his little sister named Yu. Yu has second-class talent and an unawakened novice eyes talent. This shocked our MC. He can't even put into words his feelings from seeing a status window. Out of curiosity, MC touched the window, and it changed to his status, which accurately displays his name, Ye Tian, and his weak talent level. Ye Tian was both shocked and bewildered. He stood rooted, staring at the status window. But Ye Yu's not having this and grabbed Ye Tian's arms and dragged him out of the room to the dinner table. Upon contact, a sudden change occurred in Ye Tian's window. It is now displaying the ice talent that his little sister has along with her talent level. But with it, the word copyable was written next to each of them. This gave Ye Tian a realization that his awakening wasn't a failure, but there is actually hope for him and his little sister. The window was asking him if he wants to copy his little sister's talent, but ultimately, Ye Tian doesn't have the heart to experiment on her cute little sister. Ye Yu's talent was better than his, and he thinks that whenever this talent awakens, she will be able to easily take down an opponent. Ye Tian smiled in relief and said that if their parents could see this, they could rest in peace now. Cut 2 moments later, Ye Tian wandered around the town to experiment with his copycat skills. He activated his skill in the middle of the crowded street, and he found out that his skill's effective range was 3 meters at most. When he scanned the area, everyone has the same second-class talent, and Ye Tian was discontented with it, saying that he should at least copy a mid-level talent. Ye Tian then decided to head to an academy nearby to get better talent, because it is where an entrance test that involved talent testing was held at. With a few steps, Ye Tian reached the academy, the 5th academy of the seafront base. In there, strong awakeners were coming in and out, and he thought that he will be much stronger than them in the future with his copycat talent. Cut to 10 days later, Ye Tian was inside the 5th academy of the seafront base training field number 3. An instructor was reminding them that to become a warrior, they must become an apprentice first, and to be an apprentice, they must master the physical training. But after a long time, Ye Tian failed to form a cyclone while their instructor berated them for being trash and the worst students he has taught. The instructor even brought up the name Chendong as an example for them to work hard and stop being useless. Ye Tian, as he heard the name, asked someone named Zambo, who was Chendong. According to Zambo, Chendong was no ordinary person. He became a warrior within half a month and was picked by their dean as a disciple to train personally. With a grand explanation like that, Ye Tian thought that Chendong was strong, and upon hearing it, Zambo pulled a piece of paper from who knows where and bragged about the signature that he got from Chendong. Coincidentally, Ye Tian passed by Chendong, who was being swarmed by admirers, asking for his signature. Without a slight hesitation, Zambo rushed into the crowd asking for another signature, leaving Ye Tian behind. Ye Tian was delighted with this turn of events. He did not spare a moment and activated his talent at Chendong. The status window showed that Dong has a medium talent level. Upon seeing this, he immediately made his way into the crowd to say hi to Dong. If it's not yet obvious, his copycat talent can only activate the copy system when he physically touched the target. Seeing the attention and interest his schoolmates are showing to him, Dong was more than delighted and was overflowing with confidence. Dong said that he's there to motivate them in place of their teachers, and they should forget about the signatures since other people might see them. Hearing this cue, Ye Tian's cunningness offered to just have a handshake with him since signatures were a no-go right now. Dong agreed, and just like a politician, shook everyone's hands while giving them words of encouragement. When it's finally Ye Tian's turn to shake Dong's hands, his face turned sinister, and spared no time to take his hands and copy his talent. After Dong shook his hands and encouraged Ye Tian, he smugly walked away from the crowd like the cool guy in your section that you always hated. But he did not expect that things will be different after what seemed to be a harmless encounter of fans. In the evening, Ye Tian was in a cave somewhere. He was staring at the status window, asking him if he wants to merge with copied mid-level talent. Ye Tian was very cautious about merging with the copied talent as his memory of the awakening process was still vivid. After a long hesitation, Ye Tian went YOLO and accepted the merging notice. He then sat in a lotus style, bracing for impact, but the pain was proving to him the futility of his action. Ye Tian suddenly felt a stinging pain in his chest, and it was starting to increasingly get painful. Ye Tian twisted and turned inside the cave, and he even screamed from so much pain. After some moments, the merging was finally done, and his status window now shows that Ye Tian has mid-level talent. Seeing his status window, Ye Tian was contented, and he feels like the pain was worth it if it means making him strong and being able to go against his fate of being weak. Suddenly, the window changed, and it now shows a cooldown of 30 days for his copycat talent. Even though the cooldown was a whole month, Ye Tian still considers this talent terrifying. With no further ado, Ye Tian quickly sat in a lotus formation and started the physical training the teacher taught them, and with not even a moment, a cyclone formed in front of Ye Tian's chest. Seeing the effects of the mid-level talent he copied, Ye Tian believed that he can become the best warrior in the future. Cut to a month later, Ye Tian was walking on a dark street with a lantern in hand. Ye Tian thought that he still has a long way to go even though he became an apprentice. Dong was different from him, as Dong has the dean to personally teach him, so he will improve more quickly than him. While Ye Tian was lost in his thoughts, blood suddenly splattered behind him. When he turned around, he saw a silver-white wolf that was as big as a car, standing over the body of a man. Everyone stood silent in shock, but the poor daughter of the man broke the silence. They now realized the severity of the situation as they are now in the presence of a fierce beast. Everyone now started to run away to save their own lives, but the child and Ye Tian were still there. The beast then suddenly pounced at the little girl, which Ye Tian grabbed to save her, but the beast was faster than expected, and he realized that he can't escape its claws. Fortunately, Ye Tian's luck hasn't run out at the moment, as a man with a sword and cape came and slashed his sword towards the beast. Though the beast dodged the attack, it certainly saved Ye Tian and the girl from the fangs of death. The man introduced himself as Wind Wolf and instructed Ye Tian to keep the girl safe, and he will deal with the beast. Ye Tian assured the man, and he quickly pounced at the wolf beast. They exchanged attacks, and though the man was at a disadvantage, he still has his teammates. They jumped at the wolf beast, but it nimbly evaded them. The man blocked the wolf beast's path, and his teammates quickly came over and stabbed the beast in its body. They initially thought that they already killed it, but its white fur turned blood red as it entered the berserk mode from the injuries. The beast howled loudly, throwing the warriors off, and then the beast tried to escape. The warrior man still not showing concern even though the beast was about to escape. The warrior man assured Ye Tian that the beast won't be able to escape. On the roofs of the buildings, the wolf beast hurriedly jumps to escape, but there's a figure standing on one of the rooftops. It's a woman holding a bow, and she loaded the bow with her arrow and shot in the direction the wolf beast was heading to. With a bullseye, the beast was hit and fell in front of the warriors. While the warrior team was celebrating the successful hunt, Ye Tian was staring at the beast's body in shock as a status window popped up and shows the wolf beast's talents. The wolf beast has second-class blood talent and a novice speed talent. While Ye Tian was shocked about this sudden revelation, the assumed dead wolf beast slowly stood up. Fortunately, The warrior man was able to see it and warned everyone to be careful. He also ordered Ye Tian to get to safety, but Ye Tian was eager to get the beast's talent. Ye Tian did not listen to the warrior's command and darted toward the wolf beast. With just one right hook to the face, Ye Tian successfully activated the Copycat. But Ye Tian did not stop and jumped over the beast and bombarded the beast with his heavy punch. A series of notifications keeps appearing stating that Ye Tian successfully copied the beast's talent but did not stop pumping the beast, but not for long. The warrior man decided to stop the maniacal Ye Tian, saying the beast was long dead. Ye Tian abided and calmed himself. The warrior man then commanded everyone to wrap up and bid his farewell to Ye Tian and offered him to join the Wind Wolves when he graduated from the academy, which Ye Tian agreed with a maniacal face, blood covering his cheeks. At home, Ye Tian quickly cleaned himself to not let his little sister worry about the blood. He then headed to his room, but he saw his little sister on the couch sleeping. He grabbed a blanket to cover her up. He realized that fighting a fierce beast was 100 times scarier than what the story is made out to be, and he pledged that to protect his little sister in the future, he needs to become a warrior as fast as possible. Inside his room, Ye Tian thought if it was possible to merge with a beast talent. He's aware of the danger, but his will to become stronger was overwhelming his doubts, hence he proceeded with merging and bit a rug to brace for the upcoming bone-piercing pain from merging talents. Ye Tian wasn't wrong for biting a rug, as the pain was much more intense than usual, and he was crawling on the floor from the pain. He can also hear his body and bones cracking, and suddenly he felt strange in his leg. With a snap, his leg was broken, and he screamed in pain. The rug did not even help. He looked at his broken leg and was afraid that the merging failed, as it was a talent from a beast. Ye Tian was indignant, but the proof was in front of him. His leg was broken. Suddenly, his strength faded away, and he was about to pass out, but he was still unwilling to fail because of his little sister. But his protest was futile as he passed out and fell to the floor. When morning comes, Ye Tian woke up with a jolt. He remembered what happened to his leg before he lost consciousness, and he quickly checked it, but to his surprise, his leg was perfectly fine. He stood up and moved his body around, and he felt his body became lighter than usual. While he was marveling at his newfound sensation, a window appeared and shows that Ye Tian has an additional novice speed talent. Ye Tian was delighted with this news, and he thought the copying was a success. Well, more than copying, the merging definitely did. At the 5th Academy, Ye Tian was testing his novice speed talent while running through the forest, and he was happy about this new talent he got from the beast. He did not spare a moment and sat lotus-style on a rock and started his physical training. His speed was comparable to a warrior now, but his cultivation was kind of slow as of the moment. He thought it would be good if he could speed it up. While he was cultivating, his good friend Zhangbo found him and greeted him for becoming an apprentice. Zhangbo then asked him if he wants to improve faster, which was the dilemma Ye Tian was grumbling earlier. Zhangbo proceeded to answer Ye Tian with another question: if he has ever drank a fierce beast's blood before. Zhangbo boasted that he outperformed Ye Tian and improved due to that blood. Hearing this, Ye Tian remembered the beast attack before, and he felt that it was a waste back then. Zhang did not beat around the bush and informed Ye Tian that he has a way to get a fierce beast's blood and asked if Ye Tian wants to try it out. Interested, Ye Tian asked how he can get blood from a fierce beast. Zhangbo informed Ye Tian about the wild area outside the city that the seafront base opened. It is for the 5th Academy to carry out trials, and the prize of the trial is a beast's blood. Fortunately, the level of the wild area was very low since the fierce beasts have been eradicated. They only left one kind of species, and it is a savage beast. Ye Tian thought it was worth a try and decided to participate. Zhangbo then offered him to join his team, but Ye Tian's face changed upon hearing the invitation. Ye Tian said that he'll definitely join his team next time. Upon hearing this, Zhangbo was hurt, saying that he only said those information thinking they were close friends and he'll join his team. Ye Tian was firm on his decision by going alone. He thought that by going with a team, his talent may be exposed and it'll be a disaster for him. Hence, he decided to go alone and get that fierce beast's blood.